Hello, good morning. I'm gonna pull up my comments here. My name's Lisa. You are here on my page, Junque to Joyful. Come on in, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Happy Friday. Come on in, whoops, let's turn that down. Happy Friday. I've been waiting for this day all week, let me just tell you. It's been one of those days, one of those mornings. When you have kids, there's always one of those mornings. So hopefully you guys had a great week. Hopefully you will have a wonderful weekend. We are going to use this little guy. Who has seen this cornucopia at Target Dollar Spot? I got it this year. It was in the $5 section. We're going to use this in a different way. Not sure if you guys will guess what it is, but when you do have an idea, pop it in the comments below. But we are going to turn this into a different use for it today. So come on in, say hi. Your drink of choice, cheers. I've already had my coffee, so I have moved on. I got my water. Good morning, Phyllis. Good morning, good morning. I hope your day is going well and all the things. Today I wanted to look, we were mid-40s today. We're at 61 right now. It was a tad bit chilly this morning. I know it's fall, but I think I can feel winter knocking on our door up here in Michigan. And right on schedule, because I just said, I think it was Monday or last week, that when our kids go trick-or-treating here, it's typically raining, sleet, or snow on Halloween. So we're going to be, I think, following suit this year. So, okay, we have this cornucopia. I got it at the Target Dollar Spot this year. I was pulling out all of my, good morning, Mom. I was pulling out all of my Halloween decor. I did the outdoors yesterday, which it was a nice sunny day. I think it was in the 60s, so I ran through and did all that I could. I think I have a couple more things to do outside, but I got most of it done. Upon pulling out my outdoor stuff and some of the indoor, I came across this pumpkin, also Target. It was originally this bright orange. I got this, maybe 5+ years ago. I can't even remember. It was end of season, got it clearanced. I ended up spray painting it with my Rust-Oleum ×2 in heirloom white. And for the last couple of years, this is how I put the decoration out right by my fireplace. It kind of moves around through the house, but that inspired this next part of the project that I'm going to do for this. And I'm thinking, I went ahead and tested out putting in some highlights with the distressed oxide. So I will probably do that at the end. I just wanted to see how that would work. So that is part of our project that's done. So then I have this cornucopia. When I saw this at Target, I immediately thought, who's going with me? I thought witch's hat. Perfectly. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, if it was going to be a centerpiece. I had no idea. But then I started thinking, yesterday, I'm like, it will fit on here, but now I need a brim, right? You need the edge of the hat, because that would look kind of goofy if we just put that on there. And I'm going to paint this black. So it'll be a black hat on this jack-o'-lantern. So I went looking through what I had because it was late at night. I wasn't going to the store. And I had a bunch of these chargers. You guys can get these anywhere. So this was $5 at Target. I think you can get these even at the dollar store. If not, they are a couple bucks at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx, all the home places. So I thought about putting it here, but with that inset, I think I'm going to flip it over. So that fits, this cutout right here fits perfectly for that part. So, I mean, we got some decorating to do, but how, you guys, how cute is that? It's just a cornucopia and a charger. So we're gonna work on the hat today. So I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I just know this is the route we're gonna take, and the first thing I need to do, I need to get this thing painted black. So I'm gonna use my chalk paint, folk art. I'm gonna put some on my plate, and I'm just gonna dab it on with a sponge. I don't wanna put it too heavy. And I'm assuming, how's my volume today? Can you guys hear me today? I might not be able to use my chalk paint. I gotta put it upside down and see if I can get, thank you, Mom. See if I can get enough of this paint out. So the brim, the bottom of this paint, this platter or charger is black, but I think I want to do polka dots on it because that hat I did stripes. So I think I'm gonna do polka dots. So I need to paint it with this chalk paint as well. I'm gonna flip this over so that if I need any more, I got a nice amount on there. So let's see, I think I might add a ribbon on here, all the things. I'm just using a sponge that I got at the dollar store, cut it down, and I'm just gonna dab right around on that hat. For the purpose of, if I went with a paintbrush, it was gonna be too heavy, I felt, and it was going to seep inside my cornucopia. So I'm hoping that with this method, I can just dab it on. You might still see some of the brown behind, but the ribbon that I think I'm gonna use, black and tan, I think is going to coordinate with this. So if any brown peeks through, it will match the ribbon. So what does everyone have going on today? What are your plans? What do you have going on this weekend? All the things. We are doing laundry right now, trying to get all of gear together. We're leaving just for the day. We're not going to go overnight. She has a big swim meet for Michigan, for high school, and it's the whole state of Michigan. It's not the state meet. It is a high school qualifying meet, kind of in between, before that point. The state meet is November 22nd in Grand Rapids. So this will be at Eastern, Michigan, and hopefully we can get some times dropped so that we can go to the west side in November. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be a divided family. I'm doing the swim. My husband's taking my younger one to her practice, and then we have the Canadian Thanksgiving on Monday. But my kids still have school. So my husband's gonna go and see his family. So yeah, so any Canadians out there watching, happy Thanksgiving. All right, so I will probably come through. I want a little bit more of that brown covered up. So I will probably do a second coat. We'll see. That's my thoughts. We'll see. But I immediately, when I saw this hat at Target, cornucopia, and I've never decorated with cornucopias for Thanksgiving. Never had it out on my table for a centerpiece. I don't know if it was the way this was laying in the bin. Good morning, Siddle. Thank you, my friend, for sprinkling me out. We are using a cornucopia today, and we're gonna make a hat for my jack-o'-lantern. So give me a moment and I will pull that stuff out. Hope I have enough chalk paint. I might have to go replenish some supplies. So I'm just using a sponge and just dabbing it on. I might need a second coat here. So how is your day going, Sybil? I've had computer issues this week. I'm like, oh my goodness. So sorry I had to cancel on Wednesday. I've had those of you that know I'm type 1 diabetic, so once a year, I have this system. It's called a loop system. And just like what the name says, it loops my two devices, my blood sugar device, which is my Dexcom, and it kind of speaks to my Omnipod device, which is the device that delivers my insulin. So it takes those two devices, which each have their own handset to monitor, manipulate, to work. So I have two pieces of equipment attached to my body, and then the handset that works both of those pieces. So add that with a phone. So that's a lot of things. I mean, it could be worse, but that's a lot of things that you can have to carry around on the daily, 24/7, 365. So back in 2018, I came upon this loop system. I was watching through, I think it was on, oh no, I hope I'm not frozen. Let's see. Oh, I just got, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. I got a thumbs up there. Let's see I just looked, oh, that's fine. I gotta change my Wi-Fi on my phone. Can you guys still hear me? Thumbs up. Okay. I froze on my phone. I was like, Let me see. Hold, please. There we go. Let's see if I'm back. See if I'm back. We're good. Okay. So what I was saying, back in 17 or 18, I came upon this person that uses the same equipment that I have, and they were using this loop system. So I went in and looking to see all about this system and what it is. It's a lot of work. Let me tell you that. Getting it set up. It took me a week to make the program. So you essentially, through Apple, you are an Apple developer and you follow the steps A through Z to build your app. So like when you look at your phone and to open up Facebook, you hit the Facebook app and it pulls that all up. So for the loop, I hit that loop and it shows me blood sugar. It shows me I deliver my insulin through that all on my phone. So I don't need those other two devices now, but it took me 7 days to build it. And basically it's a communicator between the two. So all's good. So since then I've been just carrying my phone, which is fabulous. But thank you, Sybil. So once a year I have to update that app. I don't have to rebuild it. It usually takes me a couple days because you got to update the software on your computer, the software on your phone, the Xcode. You got to update all of that, get all the bugs figured out, and then you can upgrade it, build it, and then you're good for another year. So yeah, this is going to need another coat. So I started on Sunday, and the method that I have done all these years, my one computer was a little old. It wouldn't update to the newest Mac. So then I was trying to use my husband's laptop, which that's what I used last year. I could get that part updated, but then I got the Xcode updated. You wait to the end to do your phone, and it was not updating. I kept getting build error. So that was Monday I had issues, Tuesday I had issues, and then Tuesday night I came in from the swim meet and I opened up my laptop because I was using my laptop for the instructions, his laptop to build, and I had left everything how it was to go to the swim meet. I came in and there was this thing plastered all over my laptop saying, virus, don't shut down computer, blah, 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 all these things. I was panicking because I'm in the middle of an upgrade, a build. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. If you see that on your computer, stop, abort mission, don't go any further. And I know you guys are going to tell me you did not. I called the number, and I was like, I'm having an issue. I have a virus on my phone or on my computer, blah, blah, blah. They started asking questions. They wanted to share the screen. So they wanted permission to get into my computer. I'm like, nope, sorry, because all the alarms started going off. I was hearing a man in the background. She was a female, and I said, nope, that's it. And she said, well, your computer's got a virus. We need to get Safari cleaned up. And I'm like, do you work for Apple? And she said, we're a support system. I go, but do you work for Apple? And she said, we are a support system to clean up. And I'm like, nope, abort. And she kept asking me these questions, and I'm looking at my younger daughter who was sitting next to me, and I'm like, nope. So I just hung up, aborted mission, turned off my computer against the advice that was on there. It said, don't do that, you're gonna lose everything. And turned it back on. I think I waited like 10 minutes, and it came back on. But I was so nervous that there was this virus that was in there, but I have not, knock on wood, seen anything since for that. But needless to say, I got behind on building my Loop app, which expires Saturday. Hello, Mona. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So that was my computer issues. I had to get my Loop built for my diabetes, and long story short, I got it working Wednesday night. What's today? Friday. So Wednesday night, I spent 12 hours on that thing. I thought I was gonna have to go to Apple because I was still worried that I had the virus, but knock on wood. But I can see how people get taken advantage of, and it was just all the alarms. Mona, it's a cornucopia. I'm making a witch's hat. So that was my last few days. Just using a sponge and some black chalk paint, and I'm just getting right in all of those grooves. But I could see how you get that alert on your computer, and then you call and you do the things. Like I'm not computer savvy, but it's almost, I hate to even say that, because I built the app for my diabetes. Someone else's help, someone else's instructions. I followed instructions and I could do it, but if there's any issues or anything, I go to the support group for that, and they are wonderful. They work right through it and can get you up. And I had a woman on the East Coast. She said, if you're still having issues on Thursday, let me know and I will talk you through it, because it was a different route. I don't think I mentioned that. Because my computer is getting older, she said, you need to just do a browser build. I'm like, what? And she said, you won't need to update the Xcode and all. It's all like program building language. I'm like, I'm a nurse by education. I don't know any of these things. She said, here's the instructions. Just follow it step by step. You'll get it. You built it once before. You'll be fine. It took me from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. I got it going. I was like, whew, lordy. But yeah, it just cemented in my thought process. I don't want to do computers for a living. There is no way. And I know my dad did. That was what his job was in. But nope. All right. So this is a second, trying to get in. I'm not too worried about the bottom, because I'm going to wrap ribbon around it. Let me see if I rub down, because it's that top. I'm seeing it from this angle. Here we go. Enough pouncing. I think I just got to wipe. And I'll do the very tip, but that's where I'm holding right now. I don't know if you guys have seen this at Target Dollar Spot, but it was this year. I just got it a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to use a charger plate flipped over. Mona, if you just came in, it's going to be the brim the brim for this hat. So when I saw this, I was telling everyone else earlier, when I saw this at the store, I immediately thought witch's hat, but had no clue if I was going to do cardboard for the brim. So that's something you could do. And then looking through my stash of things here, I came across, I have all these charger plates. Like, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to flip that over, put them together. I'm probably not going to glue these two together. I'm just going to set it on top is what I'm thinking. We're getting there. So this is just a rattan. If you have a cornucopia, I think they're usually out of grapevines, aren't they? Or you can get some ceramic ones. But to me, it just looked like, I'm trying to think of who's seen Hocus Pocus. And the shape of this hat reminds me of, is it Mary? Not Winifred. Winifred was Bette Midler. And it's not Sarah Jessica Parker. I think it's Mary, the other one. The shape of this hat reminds me of her hairdo. So you could use this for a Hocus Pocus theme. All right. We're getting there. I might come back later. We'll let this continue to dry, and I will get that all done. Let's move on. You're done watching me wipe. Are you checking the brim? Well, I mean, let's talk about that. What do you guys want to see today? I don't care either way. I've done the stripes on that one. And all you'd have to do different, you would do the stripes the same on that and then just draw a horizontal line through that to make your check. So we could do that. You guys let me know what you want to see. I'm game for anything today, as long as I'm not building an app. I'm fine. Anything that gets me, I hate to say out of in front of a computer. I'm kind of here in front of my iPad right now, but you know what I mean. So anything, I was going to do that. I was thinking polka dots. I was thinking, because my ribbon, I'm going to make a bow, is the black and tan plaid. So I kind of thought a play on patterns, because I've already done striped. I was thinking paint it black, just because I need to put a base coat on that, and then do gold polka dots. Let me know what you think. All right, just going to get this top portion. Not going to worry too much about that very bottom, like I said, because I'm going to wrap some of that ribbon around. Being a round object with that, I was trying to think how to put my ribbon on this without it buckling and pulling away from the edge. So I'll show you what I came up. Polka dots would be real cute. Thank you. I think that's what if you guys are up for it, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just continue with the paint that all black. I've got my pencil, I got my gold oil leaf, and that will speed up that process. And we'll just do the polka dots all the way around. I think the checks of the ribbon with the polka dots will play well together. Thank you, Sybil. All right, polka dots, polka dots. But if you saw how I did the rim, ooh, itchy. I don't want to touch with my fingers. If you saw how I did the rim on that, then you would just do a horizontal all the way around. However big you want your squares, you add 1 or 2 horizontal lines, and then that gets you into that pattern. All right, so I'm gonna set this off to the side, but let me show you. Mona, I don't know if you were here for this part. So I just had a charger that was in my hutch in the dining room, my cornucopia, which still needs some touch-ups right along there, but I'm gonna wait till I get that ribbon on and see how much I need to do. And then this jack-o'-lantern I've had, it was originally bright orange. I spray painted with the Rust-Oleum ×2. I don't have any right near me. I think I took it over there. I don't have it near me. So this is getting an update to put a hat on it. And that when I flip that charger over, it covers that top perfectly. So there you go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. Perfect. Thank you. So let me move this out of my way. Let me get a baby wipe. Thank you. So I had the computer issues with that. So that was basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I didn't do a lick of nothing, but I left to go get my oldest from school because they had half days, or no, that was Thursday, half days and conferences. So I came home, I was getting stuff done that I didn't get done earlier in the week. So I told my oldest one, I said, you need to leave in an hour and go get my younger one because she also had a half day. Yes, I have some. You think alike right here. Dollar store. I thought about putting inside right where the opening is around the eyes, and I thought that would look perfect in my front window for Halloween. Yes, so that's what we're gonna add to that. All right, so I think polka dots will help speed up this process here. All right, so now let me spray this down with some alcohol just in case there is some fingerprints or some grease or anything. And I just add a spray bottle top to my rubbing alcohol. And this is gonna get anything that might have been left behind because we want that paint to stick. And chalk paint will stick good to this surface. All right, so easy peasy, just wiped that down. Let's grab a paintbrush. We're just gonna put a layer of, each of your Halloween projects is cuter than the next. Thank you, Mona. You know, I feel like sometimes I don't even sleep because I'm constantly thinking up other ideas. But today it's basically, I'm shopping from my Halloween decor, which is that pumpkin, and then adding a charger plate, which I had. Let's go right around. And then the cornucopia, which came from Target. But you can, I'm sure, find these multiple places. I'm not gonna do all of it, but enough because I think it was about a ½ inch in from that rim. So I'm just gonna go in a bit. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. But just get a base coat in my paint, or a base coat on my project, so that my gold oil leaf will adhere nicely. All right, I just got to get the pumpkins for outdoors, Mona, and then I'll get a picture. But I got all my other stuff out yesterday. We're getting there. We'll have everything out before Halloween, and then I'll be quickly take it down, get ready. I'll keep my fall out until Thanksgiving, because I don't decorate Christmas until after. I just thought that's what everyone did, decorated after Thanksgiving for the next holiday until like I said, my husband's Canadian, so when we were just dating, early married, we would go over there they would always celebrate Thanksgiving on the Saturday. So we'd go over on the Saturday, have Thanksgiving dinner, and then that was in October, obviously. And then November, we would have Thanksgiving at our house. My parents would come, his parents would come, and she puts her decorations up for Christmas beginning of November because their Thanksgiving's done. And the first time she came, she said, "You don't have your Christmas decorations out?" I'm like, "No." And she said, "Well, I've already got my trees up," and she's rattling off all the things that she's got done. I'm like, "Oh no, I wait till after." So I didn't know. I mean, some people, there's neighbors in my neighborhood that have their Christmas tree up for Thanksgiving. That's a little early for me. Since you aren't gluing it down, if you paint the whole thing, you could use it. Very smart. I'll paint it's just a little bit. I'll whip right through that. You're good thinking. I was thinking not gluing it for the reason of storing. Like it would be easier for me to store it if it's not glued together. But you are correct, so thank you. Sometimes I have all these thoughts in my head and I forget. But you're right. Don't cut corners, right? Thank you for pointing that out. All right, so we've got our edges. Let's get that center. Got just enough paint, I think, to finish that. Then it covers up that writing that's whatever it says, not for microwave use or whatever. Not dishwasher safe, you know, those warnings that they put in. All right, so we've got our solid black. Let's get rid of that. Gently with my heat. Let me get another white. I'm gonna dry that so I can do the dots. See what you make for Christmas. Oh, let's see. My last year was who remembers the dress form that I did? Not my idea. Debbie Riggs did it, but I always wanted one. And I was driving by our neighborhood and a neighbor, my daughter's friend actually, her mom put a dress form out on the curb for garbage. And I'm driving by, I think it was like end of October last year. And I said, "Is there anything wrong with that dress form that you put out by the curb?" She goes, "No, the leg is loose." I'm like, "Can you bring that back in? I'll be back by in like an hour and a half," I think it was. I want that, and I turned it into the dress form tree, which you guys might have seen a lot of people doing it. That was my favorite piece last Christmas. That one and the Santa, the wooden framed Santa that I got at Aco. I was on the hunt for that Dollar Tree, or Dollar General Santa. Never could find it, but I found this one at Aco. It was a little bit bigger, and I loved that one. That was one of my favorites. Two of my favorites last year. All right. So there is that little lip around the center. I think I might do gold on that. So I'm just keeping my heat tool moving so that I don't warp, because this is plastic. You don't want to keep the heat in one place too long. So then this morning, everyone's gonna laugh, I get my older daughter off to school. I come back. I'm gone like 15 minutes. They're back. I walk in the door, my younger one said, Mom, does she need her lunchbox today? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm pulling out of school, out of our driveway. I'm like, you have everything. Because after school, she's going immediately to the pool at the school for a 2-hour practice. So I'm like, you've got everything for swim, you got everything for school, you have everything. She said, yes, yes, yes. So I'm like, all right. Do you make ornaments? Yes, I do, Mona. So I walk in the door and her lunch is there. I was so, because I had just asked her. So I told my younger, I'm like, text her a picture and see if she needs that today. I'm not dealing with it right now. And she replied that she did. I did not reply to her at all because I told her if she said she needs it, she needs to message me. Tell her to message me that she needs it. So she sent me a message. Yes, I need it. I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I know she's busy, but she tends to leave things behind that she needs. So I gotta set a precedent with her, right? So I said, I don't mind. Here's the gold that I'm gonna be using. I get this at Hobby Lobby. I don't mind taking it, but I also am seeing a repeat pattern. Because there's been times I would take her to swim and she would do the hour dry land, and this is like 20, 25 minutes away. By the time I just get back from dropping her off, she'd be in the locker room changing for swim. And she'd text me and she'd say, I don't have a bathing suit. I'm like, you're going to swim. How do you not have a bathing suit? Like, come on. So I'd run her, because she has a 2-hour swim practice after dry land, so I would run there, drop off the suit, and then I'd come back. So then I started telling her, you need to always keep one in your bag as like a backup. I thought I'd take care of that issue with always having a backup in there. I'm going to use a number 2, like a kindergarten pencil for my polka dots. And then last week she went to school and left 2 of her 6 hours, her folders, on the kitchen table. So I text her when I got back from taking her to school, do you need these? It was her 4th and 5th hour. She goes, oh yeah, I need these. I'm like, girl, you're killing me. So I ran them up there. So today, I'm like, I'm not gonna keep doing this. Like if she wants a car, wants the responsibility. My mom and dad are probably laughing right now. She wants to go to college, which is just over a year away. She wants to be out of state. She needs to keep track. Show me that she's responsible enough, right? These are all the things that parents do, right? Oh, it drives me bonkers. So the school, she has a parking pass. We're working on getting her a car. We're waiting to see, responsibility is one of them, a few things on her end before we go through. So I said, your school has a 3 tardy policy. If you are tardy 3 times, they take your parking pass away. You don't have that privilege anymore because you obviously can't get to school on time for when school starts. So they take that privilege away. So I texted her this morning and said, I dropped your lunch off in the office, pick it up after 1st hour, but this is strike 2. You have 1 more strike. I'm not coming to your rescue. Thank you, Mona. It was hard this morning. I was like, you want to help them so bad, but I'm like, with me helping and always coming through, she's the way she is, right? So I said, it's there, but the way I see it, I'm going to follow your school's rule. 2 strikes. Last week the folder, today, and she had left her lunch at home. So she's technically 3, but I voiced 2. So I'm not going to go back on my word. I said, you've got 2 strikes right now, the last week and this week. You've got 1 more until June. And then I'm not coming to your rescue. You'll just have to figure it out. You'll have to go to whatever class and say, I don't have my folder or my work. Good morning, Diane. And deal with the consequences that way. I'm not going to keep coming all year. You're a junior. bringing you the things you leave. So that's how I started. It's been a rough week this week. Between the computer, all the things. So, for me, venting. So that's where we're at. So we'll see when she gets home today. So I just dip my pencil into that gold. It's very liquidy. So it has the little droplet at the top. So I usually, once I dip again, I will dab on a paper towel and then drop my dot. And I'm going to do like dice. So there's 1, 2. I can usually get 3. Let me move this down a bit. Sorry, you guys couldn't see that. So I'm going to do 2, and then I'll do 1 here, and then I'll do another 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and 2, all the way around. But that's what we're going to start with. So I call it the 3 Ds. So I dip in my gold, dab it on the paper towel, drop it on my project. So yeah, so that's how I started my day. And you could tell in the car as I had my younger daughter text her to see if she needed it. She was constantly on her phone, and you know she's probably texting her, "Mom's upset." Blah, blah, blah. You know how they cover up for each other, right? Like, oh, I don't even want to deal with it right now. But she's going to have to either keep some money on her. So there we go. So that's how I'm going to repeat the pattern. 2, 1, 2, 1. Just work my way all the way around. There we go. How are you doing, Diane? Thank you for being here. Again, thank you, everyone, taking time out of your Friday for being here. I appreciate it. You didn't know you were going to hear all that you were hearing from me today. Like, oh. It's like, just when I think I got one out the door and ready. Preparing for auction, end of this month. Selling house, put offer on another home, and they accepted. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad your offer got accepted. I didn't know you were moving. So I know that's a lot of work, but I think I understand all that you're going through. It's all I'm going to say, but I'm thinking of you, girl, and hopefully it is a lot of work, but hopefully in the process you are getting rid of some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tend to, as I'm looking around my craft space, have a lot of things, and when you go to move, you kind of look through what I need, what I don't need, just to kind of get rid of some things you don't use. White or chalkboard by the door. You don't walk out. You're reading my mind, Mona. We're vibing today. I came in and I'm like, all right, I can't. Obviously, this is my therapy session today, everyone. Obviously, me telling her, did you get this? Did you get that? I feel like Charlie Brown's mom. I don't even know. Does Charlie Brown's mom have a name? We've always called it Charlie Brown's mom, where it's the wah, 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 wah in all of the Charlie Brown's shows growing up. So I'm like, I have to go a different route. And I know each kid is different. Each kid needs to be handled different. Though, you feel you raise each one the same. Not everyone learns the same. There is your visual learners, your auditory learners, tactile, those that have to physically go through to learn things. Thank you, Diane. Of course, always, my friend. So I'm like, maybe the auditory learning for her is not what she needs. She needs, let's see, if she's a visual learner. So I came in and I wrote down on a sheet of paper a little checklist, like, I don't know what I started with. Car keys, gas, because that's another one that I'm always telling her. Make sure you have enough gas before you leave, blah, blah, blah. So I put car keys, gas, phone was at the bottom, because I feel like that's the reason that she's not 100% in tune, because she's occupied by something else. And I put lunch, school bag, computer, folders, all the things. And then swim, I put bathing suit, towel, equipment. Put some tape over it so that it doesn't get ripped or whatnot, and taped it right above our door on the way out. I didn't want to put it on the drywall, which I feel like where it is right now, I might have to make a conscious effort to keep that door closed to the garage, so she has to open it. And when she opens it, that sign is right above the door handle. So see, we're just kind of haphazardly in a methodical way, if that makes sense. Because I'm doing 2, 1, 2, 1, kind of like the dice, the side that's got the five dots on it. And then that way, as much that you want it to be just thrown on, it is kind of making sense. All right, about a third left. We're moving on. We appreciate it. Big house to small house purging. Purging's good. I'm speaking. I need to finish purging. I've got areas that I need to thin out, and this room is one of them, because you just acquire more and more. And I just got my bins, so I need to just finish up, clean it up down here. Thank you, Diane. Just using, you can use those dabbers, those dots. I have the pencil here, so that's just what I'm using. Use what you got. And then, if anyone's just coming on, we've got our cornucopia, which was that rattan from Target Dollar Spot, which will need another coat. We're gonna put it on a jack-o'-lantern that I think I've had it more than 5 years. But as soon as I got it, it was super cheap, end of season, but it was bright orange, not what I wanted. I wanted more of a neutral for my decor. So I spray painted with my Rust-Oleum spray paint. And now I think we're gonna antique it a little bit. So it's gone through some changes through the years, which is fine as your tastes evolve and change, right? And then this charger upside down with the cornucopia is going to make the witch's hat. So hopefully, do you guys just see that? Do my lights flicker? I feel like, I hope I don't lose power. I wonder if they're working on some lines somewhere. All right, a little bit more. And I'm gonna dry that, and I'm thinking, if you can see this lip right here, I'm thinking I'm just gonna paint that solid with gold, my gold oil leaf. But I want to get my dots in first. And you can see how I ended up here, right there. And you kind of, when you get to this section, you kind of work with your spacing so that I know I started with 2 dots. I need to end with the 1. So I kind of started messing with my spacing the closer that I got to this area. If that makes any sense there. So there's your polka dots, and you could do less for sure. I'm fine. I like that spacing the way that it is. Oh, got a little bit of gold. Let me wipe that up before I get it. I don't know if it dripped off my... If you've ever spilled gold oil leaf, Not fun. All right, so we're gonna dry this. This takes a long time to dry, so I'm hoping to speed up, facilitate with this heat tool here. Now you can do anything. You could leave this solid. You could do stripes. You could do harlequins, which harlequins would be kind of hard because it's a round curve, so you'd have to keep kind of fanning out as you're moving that stencil around, keeping the tips of the diamonds close together up here, and they'd be spaced out. It would be possible. It would take some finagling to get that to where it follows that curve, but I think it would be doable. I'm just wondering, I probably should have painted, who's with me? I probably should have painted that first. Hello, Patty. Thank you. This is, if you just came in, you can probably tell what this is, but it is a charger that I flipped over. This is the cornucopia from the Target Dollar Spot this year, and we are working on transforming that into a witch's hat for my jack-o'-lantern that I had. So we're just doing a little upgrade from something I had that for many years. This I've had, and then the cornucopia I just got. Have you know what? I've got one just pulled out, Diane. Yep, I have a side table, almost like a sofa table. I have that I had got on Marketplace for $20. Probably got it 2 months ago. It was summertime, so maybe beginning of August. It's been here a bit because I was waiting for a handle. I want to swap out the handles, and I was thinking what I'm going to do. It is like a orangey oak color. You know that orangey oak. I can't have that, so I'm gonna swap it out to black. But I'm just working on getting all my supplies. I don't think I have any primer. I gotta go get some bins primer. And I gotta do all that. I gotta see if there's nicks, if I need to do some Bondo or sand down, any of that. It's funny you just said that because I've had it and I literally just moved it to the side. I was hoping to get it painted outside before it got too cold, and I missed that opportunity, unfortunately. So it will have to be, I'll have to pull the tent up in my basement. What do you guys think this needs to be right there? Think I need to leave it black or should it be gold? Let me know what you think, because I'm going to work on getting my ribbon on the bottom so I see how much more black paint I need. I'm using this ribbon, and it is a wide 2.5. I don't think I need it that wide. So my thought, because when you put this on here and you go around, you guys see what I'm talking about? You're gonna get these gaps. I don't want those gaps in that. You have a buffet, but I want to redo a winter project. Yeah, and that's kind of where I've been. I was just hoping to get it painted, but I'm like, you know what? That can be done in the wintertime when there's not stuff. Because we did a lot. We didn't get it all done outside. We got a lot. And I redid my daughter's bedroom with her furniture. So my thought process is that, to wrap it all the way around. So I just will end up with half that width. And I think if I am thinking correctly. And I keep this, that midpoint right on the bottom edge. I should get it to stay all the way around. Gold would be cute if you feel like doing it, or well, the ribbon would cover it. The ribbon would cover one side of it because I'm going to have it kind of draped off, probably this side, away from the swoop. But I'm thinking I want to make sure that gold that's there is well and dry. So I'm not going to use hot glue. I might not start out. I have to do a random here or there. So let me plug that in and see what we got. So I want to start, if I go like that, I want to start in the back. So let's see what we got here. So I'm just going to use my Beacon 3-in-1. Barbara, good morning. Thank you for being here. I can get my glue working today. I might be going to that hot glue. This Beacon 3-in-1 works pretty good. I'm gonna grab my shot glass and I'm gonna leave it upside down so that you don't have to keep shaking down my glue. So we're gonna get this ribbon all the way around. I do have some second coats of black that needs to be done. But I didn't want to paint too much of that black if I didn't need to, depending on the height of the ribbon. So we are just gonna do this all the way around, get this secured. So I'm just gonna make a band, and then with my Bodabra, make a big bow. Thank you everyone for being here. I think Brenda is down, is she less than 30 days now? I thought I heard her yesterday say 20 something. Totally Together Crafting with Brenda. So make sure if you guys are not following, you go ahead, give her a follow. She lost her page. You know, it's kind of what I thought was going to happen to me on Monday. Was it? No, Tuesday. But I think it was just another hacker trying to get in. I just wish people would be more honest and do things for good than it takes a lot of time and energy to deceive and do that stuff. I don't know why people can't use their smarts and their time for good. It always baffles me, right? All right, so we're about halfway. So I'm folding this wide ribbon 2.5 inches in half because I'm trying to get rid of, I didn't hold it upside down, sorry. I'm trying to get rid of that bulge. Sorry if I'm shaking my screen there, but I'm trying to get rid of that bulge because I want it to sit pretty flush. And this is the only way I came up with doing it. Because I tried wrapping this around and then tying a bow, but you still got that bulge. I think that will work. And I still get my checks in this piece. And I'm hoping the polka dots on the charger plate that's upside down, which I'm using for the brim of this hat, gives it that whimsy look that I like, and I hope you like as well. Hi, my sweet friend. How are you doing? I think about you often. Yes, we are all, keep you in our prayers, Diane. I hope for a smooth transition with your sale of your home and into your new one. Are you in the same area? Do you have far to go? So hopefully if it's the same area, you still know where grocery store, and you don't have to learn like new places to go or anything. Hopefully you can keep with what you know. That makes it. When we first moved here, I know I put Google Maps on almost like every time I left the house, and I'd have to punch in the search bar when I was going somewhere because I didn't know where things were. I'm like, oh, but I lived with my Google Maps on in my car for a long time. All right, so I'm going to go over that section. Can even put, let's put some clips to kind of hold these areas down. I just got these at Dollar Tree. There we go. They have small ones. When I went and got these, they did not have any, so I'm using the big ones, but they have smaller ones as well. All right, so let's cut that. My scissors need sharpening. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to fold that in and tuck. So I think doing that method, I don't have any big bulges. There's probably, you could have made a slit. I'll show you what I mean by that here in a minute. I did not want to do any cutting, so I'm going to just set that right there. To go around a curved area, because you have the straight piece, you could cut down here about leaving a third left, so that now you have a V. So let me show you here. Let me cut a V. But I didn't want this ribbon unraveling, especially with how my scissors are. So you cut a V essentially in your ribbon. So now you'll take these sides and you fold over. Let's see, there. Might not need to go that much. Just a little bit, and then you can continue around that curve. But with how my pattern was, I thought my squares were going to start being all wonkadoodle to go around. But if you have a pattern that you're not worried about straight lines matching up, that is an option to get your curve to continue around. I hope that made sense. Moving to the same area, actually on the county road, we built 2 houses in prior years. My husband was a builder. Oh, so then you still know the area. That's good. Well, I hope for a smooth transition with your move. I'm going to just set this right over there, and just know we are thinking of you always. All right, Deborah, if you don't have one, not to worry. You can just lay these down. I'm going to put my twine in. Just lay some twine down on whatever surface you're working on, and then just kind of crisscross your ribbon. Put that over. Where's my lid? All right. Now, I have the same pattern. That's when you're using ribbon for bows, that's what you want to make sure. If you have only pattern on one side and it's a solid color on the other, when you put your, I'm going to go a little long, I can always trim. when you put your ribbon in and your other side is blank, you're going to have to do a half a turn twist to make sure when you fold that over, and I know you've seen this done many times, but that's just something to keep in mind so that you always have your pattern right side up. And then just figure out the size loop that you want. So I'm just going a little wider than my base right there. So that's how I'm going to judge it on the other side. Many ways you can do your bows. I'm not perfect at it, but I know this machine helps me make prettier bows. But I do enough to get by. I'm getting down to the bottom, so I'm going to put 2 loops on each side. And I think we're just going to go simple. Just a tail on each side, 2 loops. All right, so just like that, and then I'm going to tie my twine. Oops. Tie it tight or pull tight. Just make sure whatever string you're using doesn't rip. And then I always flip over. And then I secure it with 2 more knots on the back. Now, if I'm adding this to another ribbon, adding this to a wreath, a sign, anything that has something that I could tie my twine to, that's what I would do. Let's see. Let me move that to the back. With this one, I don't have anything to tie on, so I will trim these down. But if I have something, I will leave my twines long that I can tie that to. So just shake, 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 get it all fluffy. I'm going to cut that off. All right, let's see if I need to plop in any more glue. Not too worried about that inside. I think we're good. Let's do a little spot right here. Sorry, I gotta tap it down. Oh, of course, Diane. All right, hold, hold, hold. And if you didn't want to put ribbon on, you don't have to. I just thought it would continue with that bow all the way around, look like one piece, but I had to do it this way to get rid of any gaps or bulges. All right. I think we will be good with that. Take those off. And I will go back in later and get another coat in there. But I'm thinking, how cute. And I will trim the tails down. Let's see, with that ribbon on the bottom, keeping that centered. I'm not gluing this on for storage purposes, but what do you think? I'm thinking, do I still want the rim painted? What the heck? I think there's too much of a solid black up there. I think I'm going for it. It's just paint, right? You're working from home today. All right, awesome. All right, let me grab my brush. It's a pretty wide area, so I'm going to grab my wider of my gold brushes. If anything smears, don't fret. You just repaint. But I probably would have painted this first before my dots. And I'm just gonna get this right on, and I'm just gonna move my piece and pull my paintbrush. If that makes sense. So I'm not doing much, just a little minimal movement, stabilizing with my pinky on my right hand. And then my left hand, I am rotating that piece. If you have a turntable, would work good. I have mine right here next to me, but I don't think I'm gonna pull it out. I think I like the gold. Is anyone else watching from work today? I appreciate it. It's Friday. Friday, laundry day, which I gotta wash all. My daughter usually, my girls are doing their own laundry. So I asked her, she usually does her, I know I've talked about this before. Everyone in my house does their own laundry. We each have a day that is our day to use the machine. So her day she chose was Sunday. And I said, you wore your team uniform, sweatshirt, the pants, everything, on Tuesday at your swim meet. Did you do any laundry? Do you have it clean for Saturday? I said, you're going to another team meet. You got to have your team stuff on. And she says, no, I didn't get to it. She's been busy with school. So I said, no worries. Friday's my day. I'm doing my laundry today. If you get your stuff, thank you, Mona. Get your stuff before you head to school. So who knows if her head wasn't in the right space today because she was worrying about getting all that stuff. But she did manage to bring me her team stuff before she left. I said, we're leaving bright and early. I don't have time to do laundry in the morning. I like the gold. And I could put more dots up if I feel like it's too much blank space. I don't know. We'll see. Or I could do even stripes or something to fill in that blank area. Can't go wrong with your creativity, right? It's how you want it to look. But I love this gold. It goes on flawlessly. It covers beautifully. Covers black very nicely. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate you guys. So I have this window that overlooks my front yard from my dining room. So I'm thinking I'm gonna, once I get the lights in here, I will have it to where you can see it from the front of the road, or when the little trick-or-treaters are coming by, they'll see it. We have a lot of little kids in our neighborhood. we've got that mixture. The side we're in was a newer side when we moved in. And a bunch of families who had kids around the same age as our kids. When we moved in, our kids were 1 and 3. There's a lot of kids in that age group. And now those kids they're starting their first, second, third year of college, and they're either at home or away at school. And then our kids are at the high school level, and then we have another whole group of kids that are still in elementary. So lots of kids coming around. So if we can just keep the weather looking perfect, it should be good. All right, so let's put some heat. I think I will probably just use a spray coat of a clear sealer. I have a Mod Podge. I think that's what I might do so that I'm not brushing over this gold. That's what I've done the last few times and have found it to work good. Thank you, Diane. Because this gold takes a bit to dry. But you could put some glue of your choice right on there, secure that on. And I don't think anyone would know. I think that's fine the way it is. No one would know that it's a charger in a cornucopia. So now we're going to take, I think this was the front here. Let's see, that's the back on the cornucopia. So let's move this around. Just got a little touching up to do on the pumpkin. Here's a question for you. Here's my hat. Should the bow be, I don't think that's right. It should be opposite of the way the hat's going, right? Option A, glue it right on the ribbon on this side. I'm going to trim the tails. Or option B. I'm thinking B. Let me know. We could do thumbs up here or hearts here. Let me know in the comments. Thumbs up or hearts. B. Okay. I don't know if it'd be easier one way or the other. How cute. How cute is that? So we have, so far, the bees are winning. Let's see. I like that. BB hearts. Okay. Ooh, I have one for thumbs up. Deborah. Deborah has the thumbs up. Deborah likes it on the other side. So far, we've got 1, 2, 3. 3 to 1, Deborah. Did I say Barbara? 3 to 1, Deborah. All right, so I'm going to glue that on this side. So then I can mess with trimming my tails up, antiquing my pumpkin. Try not to touch my gold too much. All right. A little hot glue to secure that in place. Right there. So then it's going to look like I wrapped my ribbon around and tied it all in one section. So now with these 2 bows in place, I can strategically go in and paint just where you're going to see it. Thank you, Barbara. Yep, we're almost done. Thank you for being here, my friend. Cornucopia, who knew? Oh, can I get the hot glue off my hand there? Put that on. Whoop. Gotta hold that still. All right. Gotta run. Thank you, Diane, for being here. I appreciate you guys. I know it's an hour and 20 minutes. Who would have thought? I'm like easy peasy, simple craft today. But we had some chat sessions. Those are always good. So I appreciate you guys giving me your ears, listening to my squabbles. All right. So there is that. Let me get my scissors, and I think I want it just past. I'm going to fold my edges together. Start minimal, and you can always cut more from there. Kind of like a haircut. Oh, how cute. So this will be the third version of this pumpkin. Let me move this over. Since I bought it, it's just transitioned through the years. So now I'm going to grab my distressed oxide because after spray painting it, it looks too perfect. So I'm going to grab my vintage photo just with a paintbrush, and I'm going to go to accentuate these creases. And then take my finger, run back. It's just, when you see up close, it's just going to highlight those ribs. Make it look crunchy, like it's been there. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Deborah. And you could store candy in this for the kids on Halloween, though I usually tend to go through 2 big bags. So I think this was originally a planter, because there is that, we could remove that if you wanted. I just used it for decoration, but you can use it for a multitude of uses. But I just want to highlight down each crease and then around the eyes, and then we'd be done. And this was painted a few years ago. But she needed an upgrade. Just using vintage photo. I am taking it out with a paintbrush because the pad itself would be too big. And I'll show you what I'm going to do around the eyes, just a little bit. I have the smaller one that I think will get in there perfectly. And then I got lights. We can't forget the lights. So this is what I'm glad I didn't do this Wednesday. This is what I had planned for Wednesday. I've only got 45 minutes on Craft Around the Clock. But I had to cancel. So I had all kinds of computer issues. All right, I'm liking that over. There's some little dents in there. It's probably why it was marked off, but you know, no one's gonna know. It's all good. And if I don't like this, you just spray paint right over it. Oh, it would be good too, is a little crackle. I'm wondering. He's cute. So I've only got 2 more. You could do this with a plastic. I'm trying to think, if you don't have this exact piece, you can get those orange plastic pumpkins. I'm just hoping to inspire you guys to give this a try. lots of pumpkins out there. I'm just was shopping in my stash. It's a little sharp right there. Alright, so now we've got our ridges all the way around. Alright, so I'm going to switch to my small. Same brand, but this is walnut. But I think I can get this in there. Let's see. Right around those eyes. All the cutouts. A little tricky on the nose there. I don't have any real pumpkins yet for carving or for making pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, all the things. So that's what I still need for outside. Does anyone cook their pumpkin down? I'll take those little baby pumpkins. Take the stem off, dry out the stems. You can use those next year. And then my Dollar Tree lights. And then I remove all the seeds, cut them down into smaller segments. I put them on a baking dish and cover it with olive oil, salt and pepper, bake it. Basically roasting. So I put it at like 450 just until it starts smelling up my kitchen. I'm just going to feed these lights in. And then I just put a little immersion blender in and puree it up. And I've done that for years. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for being here. Trying to get these lights on in. Lights on. I will play with moving them around more. But oh, how cute is that? So here is our charger flipped upside down for the brim of the hat painted. I'm trying to find that sweet spot. There it goes. Painted it with black chalk paint. We've got our cornucopia Target dollar spot. And I just took a sponge and brushed the black chalk paint on. Let me go up here so that you guys can see. And turned the cornucopia into a witch's hat. There you go. What do you guys think? You guys don't need to see me sponge on more black paint, but that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna grab some lunch and I'm gonna dab on in the spots where the brown is showing through, but that is our jack-o'-lantern turned witch hat into a witchy jack-o'-lantern. But thank you, each and every one of you, for being here watching me craft, do my thing, and chit-chat, all the above. I had fun today. Need to give her a name. What name do you guys think? What should we name her? Her, him, whatever it is. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But if you have an idea, put it in the comments below. Absolutely. Thank you, Mom. But have a great Friday, rest of your day. Thank you, Patty. And enjoy whatever it is you do today, as well the weekend, but make sure you take some time to rest and relax as well. And as always, those that need prayers in the silence of their hearts, you are in our thoughts and prayers, as well as everyone down in the Southeast. Where do we at? Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. I don't know if I've missed a state, but if you are in need of prayers, drop it below and we will keep you guys in our thoughts and prayers. So hopefully everyone stays safe. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great day.